What up, what up, what up? It's your homeboy Maal The Pimp. Welcome to the Pimpoholic TV podcast. I got a special guest in here. You know what I'm saying? This guy here, I've been on this guy for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He's what we call, I guess, the Black Republican, the conservative, a well-known advertiser or supporter of Donald Trump. He stands on what he believes. I'm talking about Mr. Patrick D Hampton. Welcome to Pimpoholic TV, and how you doing, man?
What's up, man? I appreciate you allowing me on your platform, man. And like you said, we've been knowing each other for a long time, man. And so we stand on different sides of the aisle, but I have mutual respect for what you do and what you've built on your end. So I appreciate it.
Right, same. Right. He said we stand on different sides of the aisle, but we knowing each other, man. So it's a mutual respect thing. This is before we get into it later. Everybody know, man. This dude right here, we've been knowing each other before we were where we at now. So before he was well known for his political stance and his outspoken opinions or whatever, I've been knowing him before that. Before I was Maal The Pimp, before I was famous as a rapper, he's been knowing me before that. So we've been knowing each other. So this is not an interview that's based on I got a platform, he got a platform. I've been knowing this dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we just on different sides of the fence on the political tip, but we go way back to like middle school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so man, what's going on? How you doing, Patrick, man? What's going on with you, man?
Man, I'm doing good. As you know, I just got back from the White House last week. Right. As you said, I am a supporter of Donald Trump, been to the White House 3 times. And now what I'm trying to do, I'm actually trying to go back into my community and try to convince people that, you know, Donald Trump is not the person that's being portrayed on the TV and who people think he is. So that's been my role. That's what I'm trying to do. I get a lot of flack for it. As you know, I get a lot of people that hate me for it. I get called all type of names, the coon, the Uncle Tom, all that stuff. But I'm just trying to prove to people that what you're seeing on TV is not the person who he is.
We're gonna get into that. So before we get into that, let's start from the beginning. All right, let me tell you this. So when I first left the city, once I graduated high school and I went out to college or whatever at Middle Tennessee State University. When I first came back into the city, when I heard your name, the first thing I heard was, Patrick Hampton, he a preacher now. You know what I'm saying? He preaching. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking to myself, I said, okay, man, I know he was preaching, so he must be following the footsteps of his daddy, Pastor Bob Hampton. You know what I'm saying? Much respect to Pastor Bob Hampton. So when I heard you was preaching, that didn't surprise me. I don't know if the daddy influenced that or not, but I was assuming he's following his daddy's footsteps. So I was like, okay, that didn't surprise me. I get that. Then I leave again and come back. And that's why I'm hearing all the hoopla. Man, this dude, and then at this time, I didn't know what they was talking about. Man, this dude, he's talking this Republican stuff, and he's doing this and that, and he's saying, I'm like, who y'all talking about? I ignored it the first time. Then I came back in time again, heard it again. So then I said, man, who is this Patrick? Who y'all talking about? Then somebody showed me a picture. I said, man, I went to school with this dude right here, man. I said, I didn't know that he was on this. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I said, so it's different now. The last I heard was preaching. Now I'm hearing this right here. So the first question is going to be like, when did you decide to go this route and go, what happened? What spiked you to do this?
This what happened. All right, and I started preaching in like a little bit after we graduated in 2002. I was going around the churches, speaking to young people, and then I started working in the schools. I actually had a job where I was going into schools, working at Brainerd, Howard, Tyner, things of that nature, talking about, trying to get kids not to have sex, not to do drugs and all that other stuff. So I started doing that. And once I got in the school system, I started to see what was going wrong in the school system. I had a class at Brainerd High School that all the kids in the high school, they were 17 years old, but they were classified as 9th graders. So I'm like, hold on. And then the counselors and stuff was telling me, well, those are the boys we know not going to graduate. And so I was like, so y'all keep them in school and y'all know they ain't going to graduate? Why not send them to a trade school or do something else with them? And they was like, no, they got to stay here for 40 days. So they can get the money from the federal government for them. And he said, once the school system get the money, then they kick them out of school. And I was like, that's wrong. So what I did right after that, this 2014, I ran for school board because I was going to tell everybody, like, this is what's happening to our black men. These schools are keeping them in there knowing they behind and going to drop out, and they just using them for money. Well, I ran for school board. It was 8 people running. And I ended up losing. I came in second place. I lost by like 200 or 300 votes or something. And so once I lost, people got pissed at me that stayed in the Breona area because they was like, I was down in their school and down in their kids. So this where the shift happened. And I'm like, hold on, I wasn't down in the kids. I was trying to expose what was going on in the schools. And so people started attacking me or whatever. And I was like, I started, you know me, I started attacking them. Like, no, y'all the problem. These black leaders that call themselves representing us, y'all the problem. So that's when the whole political switch happened. So then everybody knew that I wasn't like a silent follower in the black community. I was gonna be an agitator to get stuff done. And so after I lost the election, you know, people started saying, oh, he a Republican, you know, he hanging out with the Republicans, he's saying the stuff Republicans say. And I really wasn't a Republican then, I just was trying to fix the school. So then once I started studying and researching, I was like, you know what? Some of this stuff these Republicans are saying is actually true about our schools. And so when I started saying that publicly on Facebook, it was a wrap. Everybody started hating me.
Okay. So that after that, so the school situations want to influence you to say I'm Republican and not Democrat.
Yeah, because I actually made a suggestion of starting an all-boys school, a charter school for all boys. That was my solution to what I saw happening at Breona. And so once I did that, I went around and asking people, everybody was like, no, we don't want no charter school. We don't want no other school because that's going to take money from the public schools. And I was like, no, but it's going to help black men finish school. They're like, no, we don't want no charter schools. And so once I started looking up school choice and charter school, the same thing LeBron did, the same thing Jalen Rose did, all these people that done this before, I was going to do that in Chattanooga. But no, the black community or the black leaders, let me say not the community, the black leaders didn't want that. And I figured out that school choice was a Republican idea that Democrats didn't like. So once I started leaning that way, that's when, you know, I got the flack from the black community.
Okay, I guess. All right, now let's jump into the meat. Let's jump into what everybody want to hear.
Right.
Mr. Donald Trump, that's your man right there. You support him full-fledged. What made you?
Now, mind you, I didn't vote for him in 2016, though.
Why?
I didn't vote for him in 2016.
Why?
The reason I didn't vote for him because I thought he was most people come from New York are Democrats. I thought he was a Democrat. I was like, I didn't think he had the right character. He'd been married all these times. I was like, we didn't need that as a president. That's what I was saying. I was like, he just doing this to get more money and to gain power. That's what I thought. So I said, I'm going to wait to see what he do. I said, I'm going to wait to see what he does when he get in office. Then I'll decide to support him. So he actually put out a 100-day plan. Trump put out a 100-day plan, his first 100 days when he got in office. I said, I'm going to watch and see if this dude do what he say he going to do. I literally watched him. Like, I watched everything he did. When I tell you everything he said he was going to do in 100 days, he actually did it. And when he ended where he said he was going to fund the HBCUs. He said, I'm going to make sure the HBCUs are funded. Don't you know he called all them HBCU presidents to his office and he gave them all the money they needed to function. And that's when he had me right there. I said, all right, dude said he doing what he said he was going to do.
Hey, you know what? I hear you on that, Patrick, but at the end of the day, if he's smart, wouldn't you just say he's just really playing ball, basically? You
understand what I'm saying? You a businessman. Yeah. Right. Yeah, you can say he playing ball. But as a businessman, have you ever done business with somebody that y'all have different personalities, but for the sake of business, you do business with him? Have you done that before?
I've done it,
Yeah, all of us do.
That's the term. It's business. It's business, not personal. It's business, never personal.
It's not personal. We two different people. You got your agenda, I got mine. But the money that's on the table and the business that I want to get done, we can work this deal. That's kind of how I dealt with Donald Trump. And I think Ice Cube doing the same thing. He not really for Trump, but he like, it's $500 billion on the table for the black community. So when a man put $500 billion on the table to help your community, do you walk away because of the personality, or you be like, all right, let's see if we can work something and see if you really about what you say you about?
Yeah, because Cube made that clear. Ice Cube made it clear that he's not supporting either party, Trump or Biden. He's
Right.
coming to the table trying to see what's what. He also stated that I don't know what this guy's going to do. I know what he said he's going to do. I don't know what he's
Right.
going to do, but I'm going to sit down and see what he's saying. And a lot of people
Right.
took that and twisted that until he's supporting him. He made it clear that he's not supporting him. Just like he said, I'm not supporting nobody. But
No.
when I went to the Democratic Party said,
Right.
I want to wait for after the election. Trump said,
Right.
Trump's campaign said, we'll sit down right now. Okay, so
Right.
I'm going to sit down right now and talk to him. But let's get this clear. I'm not supporting either one of them. You know what I'm saying?
And he made that clear. And that's the exact same thing that I did with him in the beginning. And so this what's going to happen. Like, once Cube see that, like, Trump is a businessman, like, if he says something, he going to do it. So once Cube see that, like, that's what's going to change everything. Because I think with this $500 billion, I met a guy that's actually using the opportunity zone to fund his business. He got a concrete business in Alabama. I think his last name Brewer or something. But he took Donald Trump up on his word with the opportunity zone. He said, so if I put my concrete business in the hood and I hire people from the hood, I'm going to get a tax break? Okay. So he did that first step. The second step was, all right, so now I get the tax break. So now I can take that money and I can buy some more concrete trucks and get a tax break on buying the concrete trucks. And he did that too. And so that was a black guy that I met myself that said, man, this opportunity zone, I don't know what black people thinking, but we need to be jumping on it.
Okay. I'm still not sold, but I hear it. I hear it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. If you got a business, if anybody you know got a business, if they open up in the opportunity zone, this is how it works, Maal. Your city council have to designate a certain area as an opportunity zone. So here in Chattanooga, I done went to Demetrius Coonrod and Anthony Bird and was like, hey, if we designate this as a federal opportunity zone, we can open up businesses there, hire our own people, and then we can get the community back going. That's the purpose of the money. But the problem is when you have people on the city council that's Democrats, they be like, no, that's Donald Trump stuff. I don't want to deal with him. We missing out on $500 billion to help our community. So we got to have businessmen that think business. Forget the personality. Forget how he acts. Forget what you don't like about him. It's $500 billion on the table for your community. Let's do it.
Okay, I hear you. I understand that. I get that. Now, let's go on to what you just said. Forget the personality, forget how he acts. Now, a lot of things that rub people wrong in the black community about him is this racist thing. You understand what I'm saying? And me being a black man, of course, I get it. I've seen some of the things he said. I've watched some of the things he's done. And to me, it's hard to not. Now, I know you're going to say something different, and this is where a debate will come in at. But you can't convince me. Now, again, I know he's smart. He's a business guy, first and foremost.
Yeah.
So he knows how to play ball. Don't get me wrong. But you can't convince me that this dude doesn't have a problem or is not racist towards black people, man. All
right. You gotta go back.
You can't convince me of that. You really can't.
I know I can't convince you, but maybe your listeners will understand this. Before Trump became president, nobody called him a racist. Nobody.
You know what?
He was.
Go ahead.
Before he was at all the Mike Tyson fights. He hung with Don. What's dude with the hair?
Don King. But that's what is called celebrities mixing with celebrities. That's what you call that. That's celebrities.
Right.
That's not a race thing. That's celebrities mixing with celebrities.
Right. But then also he had a black girlfriend, Maal. He had a black girlfriend. So, for years, I'll have to look her name up. For years, he had a black girlfriend. Nobody called him. When Jesse Jackson ran for president in the 80s, Donald Trump endorsed Jesse Jackson. See, that's one of the reasons why I ain't vote for him too. I like, dude, a Democrat, man. Dude is not like a Republican. because I was like, he endorsed Jesse Jackson. And we all know Jesse Jackson, a Democrat. But that's the thing. Before he ran for president, nobody called him a racist. He was just a billionaire that I wanted to be like. He had the girls, he had the money, he had the cars. He was just Donald Trump. Ludacris rapped about him. P. Diddy, Jadakiss rapped about him. Everybody.
They rapped about him from a money perspective.
From a money perspective. But it wasn't racist until the media told us, don't vote for him because he's racist. That's the default that they do to the black community.
Okay, check this out, then, Patrick.
Because he's racist.
Okay, so Trump is not the first white guy to run for president. So why, out of all the presidents, why did they just say, we're just gonna just lie and say he's racist?
Well, they did
without any background proof. They should have said it about Bill Clinton. They could have said it about George W. Bush. They never said Bush was racist.
No, you remember Kanye? He said George Bush don't like black people.
But
it's always the Republican that they say that's racist. Never the Democrat. Even though, like with Biden right now, we have like proof that Biden was a racist. We have proof that Biden said that young black people running the streets are super predators. Then he turned around and said, I don't want my kids going to no they schools. It's like a jungle.
So it's been no proof. It's been no proof that Trump has said things that are racist. There's been no proof of that. Are you gonna deny that? I
would deny it because the media cut that clip. I'm serious, Bob.
Come on, Patrick.
The media cut the clip. This is what everybody say when he said there are good people on both sides. That's what you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm going to tell you two things I'm talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
The first two things. For one, and hear me clearly before you speak. I'm going to give you the first example. We talked about this the other day on the phone. During the presidential debate, the moderator, I forgot the person's name, asked him, denounce white supremacy. If you go back and look, see, that's another reason I wish it would have been on my phone, because I was going to pull the video up so we can look at it. When she said, denounce white supremacy, he paused because it caught him off guard. You understand what I'm saying? Caught him off guard. Denounce white supremacy. Okay, what do you want me to say? You know what I want you to say? Denounce white supremacy. Sit up there and say, I'm against white supremacy, that is bad for the country, blah, 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 blah. We don't need to hear it. Say that. There shouldn't have been a, what do you want me to say? I just told you what I want you to say. Denounce white supremacy. Period.
Now, now let me.
Listen. Now, tell me am I wrong first. He paused on that. Then he came back. I know what you're going to say. He came back and said the good boys, blah, 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 this and that, or Proud Boys, whatever they are, this and that. But initially, she said, denounce white supremacy. Don't signify the white supremacy as a whole. Denounce it. He couldn't do that. That, to me, that's the same as saying, if they would have had Snoop Dogg on the platform, they would say, hey, Snoop, denounce people that smoke marijuana. Sit here and say that they are bad and that you don't want to see it anymore. Snoop can't do that because that's his fan base. If he sit up and denounce marijuana smokers, those are the people that made him. Though, if he sit here and denounce them, he's going to lose half his fan base and half his album sales because he is a marijuana smoker. So he got to watch how he carefully say that. You understand what I'm saying? So when they say Trump denounce white supremacy, he has to watch how he carefully said that because these are people that voted him in office. So he careful. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Denounce white supremacy. That's what I want you to say.
Right.
Okay. Stand back and stand by, which means stand back for the moment, but stand by for when I need you.
But see, that's what I'm saying. The media want to use that question to trap Donald Trump. That's
what he said. That's not the media. That's what he said, man. That's what he said.
No, but what he said was, when she said denounce, denounce white supremacy. They didn't say denounce white supremacy. They said denounce the white supremacists. All right.
Same thing,
and when he said, no, it ain't, because he knew they were trying to trap him. And he said, tell me the name. Who do you
white
want
supremacist?
Me to denounce?
Everybody who's a white supremacist denounce all of that.
Now,
don't pick one out of 5 groups.
But this the thing.
All of that.
But this.
Why can't you denounce all of that?
Let me explain why. Because when you hear white supremacists, you hear all militia groups. Like you thinking all the militia groups that have supported Trump, like the Proud Boys and stuff like that, are white supremacists, and they're not. And that's what the media was trying to do. They was trying to get Trump to denounce the Proud Boys, because the Proud Boys are a militia group that supports Trump. And
they told him denounce white supremacy as a whole. And once he said, once they said the passion, once they said that, all he had to say was, okay, all white supremacists, I'm denouncing that. I want equal equality in this country, or blah, 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 blah. But white supremacy as a whole, I'm denouncing it. He would not say that. And you saw it. He would not say that. Why?
But he did. Hey,
why?
Jamal, he's done it 17 times before that right there.
I've never seen it.
And I'm gonna send you the clip of it, of him saying it since 2005. They asked him that question to trap him. That's why he paused.
It's no trap, because if you're not a white supremacist, you would denounce all of it. Like me, they just said the same thing to me. Hey, Jamal, denounce black racism. I'm not gonna say what you want me to say. The Black Panthers. No, I'm gonna denounce black racism altogether, because I'm not with racism.
All right. What if they said, Jamal, denounce black supremacy? Now, that means you would have to denounce the Black Panther Party, you would have to denounce the Nation of Islam, and you'll have to denounce Black Lives Matter, because white people believe that all three of those groups are black supremacists. Now, are they black supremacists?
That's somebody's opinion.
Think about it. It's right. It's the Nation of Islam black supremacists.
No,
in your point of view.
No.
It's the Black Panther Party black supremacists.
No.
And from your point of view, no. And so that's the same thing on Trump's side. In his mind, he's thinking about groups that they label as white supremacists. So he was like, name the group. Because he went, just like you wouldn't denounce Black Lives Matter, he wasn't finna denounce the Proud Boys, because black people think the Proud Boys are white supremacists. And they really not. Just like some people in Black Lives Matter are not black supremacists.
So what did he say?
Some people in the Nation of Islam.
He said, Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. Which meaning, I'm not denouncing y'all, but just the racist acts that y'all are doing, stand back, hold off on it right now, and stand by for when I need you to act again. You can't deny that one. You can't deny that one.
No,
even if you're gonna support him, I get that, but you can't deny that one, man. You can't deny that one.
Listen, and I have personal experience with the militia group. All right. When I started Boycott Beyonce, all right, when she did the whole thing for the Super Bowl against the police. Okay, I started Boycott Beyonce. People in Chattanooga, it got so big that police stopped like protecting her at her concert. People in Chattanooga start sending me like hate messages. One dude told me I had a hit. They put a hit out on me. All this crazy stuff that was happening because I started Boycott Beyonce. All right, so I put it on Facebook. Of the public safety director of the city of Chattanooga came to my house. You know him because he taught us in high school. Paul Smith. He was the public safety director. Yeah,
he was on the documentary.
He came to my house and was like, Pat, there's a whole bunch of chatter, people coming after you, wanting to do something, harm you or your family. You need to chill out, stay off Facebook. And I was like, I'm not doing it. So I get on Facebook and I put that out there. When I put that out there, guess who came to protect my home? The white militia. They ain't the Proud Boys. They're called 3%ers. These dudes came to my house. They was like, do you got a gun? I was like, nope. They gave me money to go buy a gun. They was like, you know how to use it? I was like, nope. They trained me on how to use shotguns, pistols, everything. Then they slept outside of my house. Somebody brought pictures to my house with a note saying that they were going to get me. They slept, this militia group, this black guy, they slept outside of my house to protect me. I had to move.
That's because you were standing up for them. That's why.
But I wasn't even it wasn't even standing up for them. I was standing up for the police. And so they saw people like attacking my family. They're like, man, this dude, he ain't doing nothing to hurt nobody. He just got an opinion. And so they came and protect me. The Proud Boys do the same thing. So when Trump said, stand by, stand down, he know that they're always training. Like they are training for, like, if the government is in the Constitution, if the government was to ever take over and start dictating to the people and become tyrants, The people that's gonna protect me and you is gonna be that militia group. So that's what they are. The person over the Proud Boys is a person of color. He not even white. And so that was the issue with Trump. Now, could he have said it better? Yeah.
You damn right he could have. Yeah, you damn right.
He could have said it better. In the second debate, did you see where he did what you said? In the second debate, they asked him, are you going to denounce white supremacy? He said, look, I denounce all white supremacy. I've been doing it. I denounce all white supremacy. He came out and said, I didn't see that.
The second debate, the second debate, he backed out of the second debate.
No, the second debate's going to be tomorrow. It's the town hall that they did on the two different channels. They had one on ABC. But she asked him, that was the first question again. She's like, so are you ready to denounce? He's like, I denounce white supremacy. I've done it and I'll do it again. He went down the line of who he denounced. Now, did they put that on the news? Nope, because they don't want black people to know that. That's been my whole point, is that the news keeps the black community emotional about him when he don't even need our vote. He don't need our vote to win. He won without us. He won without us the first time. And so what he trying to do, he like, no, I see y'all been taken advantage of all these years. I'm trying to help. Please listen to me. Like I've been invited to the White House 3 times. And it ain't just me, it's a whole bunch of people like me that have gone there. He like, and the first thing he said to us, Jamal, he said, y'all belong here. When I was in the White House, it was people crying, they had their pictures of their grandmama and great-grandmama. Like, I never thought I'd make it to the White House. Black people crying. He said, let me tell y'all something. He said, y'all belong here. Your ancestors built this place. Now, the news didn't play that. Guess what the news played? We all was paid to be there to be with Donald Trump. They didn't play what he said to us and how he spoke to us and was like, I'm going to do everything in my power to help your community rise from the ashes. They didn't play that, but they want everybody to believe that we were paid to go and support Trump.
Hold up, Patrick. Hold on 1 second. All right. Now, here go my next thing, Patrick. On the racist tip. I know you saw this, because I saw this myself. When Trump posted a video on his Twitter account of some Trump supporters, and at the end of it, it was a man yelling, white power, white power. Did you see that?
I don't remember that video.
Let me educate you on that. So what happened was, I forgot what state it was in. I don't want to say the wrong state. I forgot what state it was in. But it was a group of people rallying outside of a building or whatever who were Trump supporters, and they was Trump. At the end of the little segment, it was a man. He was in a like a golf cart or something. He was like, white. He rolled by in the golf cart.
The golf
white
cart.
Power.
Yeah, I remember that.
White power.
Yeah.
So they went up. Now I'm just gonna make these days. I forgot the date, but I'm just gonna make these days up.
Yeah.
So he posted that video on Monday. So Monday it went crazy. Tuesday it went crazy. Wednesday he pulled it down. You understand what I'm saying? And then when they tried, how they defended that was, before Trump posted, the spokesperson for the White House, or his secretary, whoever it was, went public and said, when the president posted that video, he didn't see the end of it with the guy yelling white power. Yeah, right. You saw that. What happened? And this is my personal opinion. I believe this. Yeah. This is my personal opinion. You posted that. You saw the man yelling. So let's say this first. Before I go to my personal opinion, let's go on what the state said. The president didn't see that. So basically, you're just taking clips that you're not watching, posting them on your account without looking at them. That's you too smart to do something like that. You're not going to take a clip that's a minute or 2 minutes long and just watch 30 seconds of it and post it. You're not going to do that. You're not dumb enough to do nothing like that because you don't know what's on the whole clip. So my personal opinion, you saw that whole clip. You saw it from the beginning because these are your supporters. So you saw it from the beginning to end. You saw that man yelling white power and you posted that. You wouldn't have posted that if you didn't agree with him yelling that. Now once you posted it, and then I'm just making these days up. Yeah. You posted on Monday. So all of Monday it started getting a bunch of backlash. All of Tuesday got a bunch of backlash. Wednesday, you poured it down. My personal opinion is your inner circle got to telling you, hey, we're getting a bunch of backlash about this, CNN, MSNBC. This is not a good look right here.
Right.
So Wednesday, you take it down. Now, my whole problem with that is, for one, why'd you post that? You know what kind of message that was saying as the president posting a video with somebody saying white power. It's the same thing if it was Obama. I'm not a racist by any. It was Obama posted a video of somebody saying black power as a president. If you post a video, you're a black president with somebody saying black power, that sends a bad message.
Yeah,
it's like you're supporting black power. And even though I'm for the black, I'm just using that as an example. I'm for the black president, but I'm still standing on right and wrong. That's wrong to do that. Black president. I'm for black power, but you shouldn't be posting nothing like that. You understand what I'm saying? And you feel like that. That's why you posted that. So when he did that and posted it, that's how he really felt. So when it got out there and then it came back like, whoa, you might have you kind of went overboard with that one. Okay, let me take it down. Now the other side is this. Now don't take it down. Stand on what you believe. You believe that's why you posted it. That's why you posted it. Don't take it down. Post it up there, and if somebody got something to say, you check them on that. You tell them this is why I posted because this is how I feel. Don't take it down. That makes you look more guilty right there.
Yeah.
Am I making sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah, you are making sense. I agree. There are some things that President Trump tweets that sometimes I wish he wouldn't. All right. I wish he would. Like, I can't say if he watched the end, because I'm be honest, I done posted stuff like just for the headline of it. I posted for the headline, then somebody be like, hey man, that, you know, they had this in it or that was in it. I'd be like, dang, I shouldn't. I wasn't supporting that. I was supporting the headline. And so I've done that before where I've had to take stuff down that I was looking at the headline but didn't read the story. And so I don't know if he did or not, but I wish he wouldn't have tweeted that, because it makes my job harder trying to convince black people that I've met you in person. I know you're not a racist person, but when you do stuff like that, it gives the other side ammunition to believe that.
So are we wrong after seeing something like that for saying you blacking out? I can't hear you. 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 Okay, I didn't hear what you said. You went black for a minute.
Okay, I was basically saying, you know, I've had to take stuff down because I
heard
of the
all
headline.
that. I heard all that. I didn't hear what you said after that.
What Trump did makes my job harder. I don't agree with him posting a video like that. I'm taking his word for it that he didn't see the end, but it makes my job harder trying to convince people that he's not racist. I wish he wouldn't have posted that. Some things I wish he wouldn't say, but he says stuff because he's a billionaire. You got to understand.
I get that part of it.
He's a billionaire, and he's the most powerful person in the world, and he's 74 years old. Them people don't change. Like 70, after you get past like 60, they not changing like their personality.
I get that.
And so that's who he is. He the freest man in the world. I'm a billionaire and the most powerful person in the world. I can say what I want to say. That's the attitude he has.
But once you come into a certain position, it's certain things that you can't do.
I agree.
Even me, in the position I'm in, I'm not him, don't get me wrong.
Right.
Even in the position I'm in as a famous rapper, I guess.
Yeah.
It's me knowing that there's eyes on me, a bunch of eyes on me outside of the hood.
Right.
It's stuff I can do that'll pass in the hood, but there's a bunch of eyes on me that's outside of the hood, and me knowing that it's certain things that I can't say or I can't do.
Right.
Point blank. Point blank. And then if I'm him, like I'm just honest. I don't believe you didn't see the end of the video. I believe you posted you weren't expecting the backlash you got. When the backlash came, it was like, oh damn,
yeah.
Okay, take it
He's
down.
Smart. Now this is the thing, he's smarter than that. He know the back. I mean, if he had heard that, and now that I'm thinking about the video, it's like that's like right at the end, and you barely see him say white power, and dude was doing it. Trump put it up because he was being attacked. Like Trump supporters get attacked for wearing a red hat. And that's what was happening to him. That's why Trump put it up like, look at my supporters being attacked. But he didn't see at the end where dude was like, white power. Just saying that to piss people off.
What a big coincidence that you didn't see that. That's the most powerful part of the video. And for some reason, you just didn't see that. It's just not believable based on the track record. It's not believable. Yeah. It's not believable. I mean, then when you look at that video of him posting, even though you took it down, you still posted, point blank. You took it down, but you posted. So when you look at that video of him posting with a man at the end yelling white power, that reversed back or fast forward to this presidential debate when they say the supremacy, and you kind of go around that.
Right.
It's like me. Hey, Maal, we need you to denounce or the Snoop Dogg scenario. Maal, we need you to denounce all rappers. Snoop, we need you to denounce all weed smokers. I can't do that because I'm one of them.
Right.
I'm a rapper. I can't denounce rappers. I'm a rapper. Snoop can't denounce weed smokers because he's a weed smoker. Trump can't denounce white power because he's for that.
But this the difference. He has denounced it though. That's the thing. That's the difference. You have never denounced the rapper. Snoop has never denounced weed smokers. He'll never do that. But Trump
because we
came
can't.
out and was like,
because that's what made us. Right? That's what made us.
Yeah, but Trump has come out and said, I denounce white supremacists. And he even said in one of the videos, I've denounced that stuff since I was 5 years old. So he saw like KKK members. And this the crazy thing. People don't know that the KKK was actually started by Democrats. It was not Republicans that started the KKK. It was 4 Democrats, and they were in Tennessee. Al Gore's daddy was one of them. Al Gore is the big Democrat, vice president to Clinton. They started the KKK. And so that's my whole point. I'm like, okay, if y'all gonna get on Trump talking about white supremacy, why y'all not on Biden for supporting segregation of kids being bused to different schools? Even Kamala, however you say her name, she even came out and called Biden a racist in the first Democrat debate. She was like, you was for segregation. But now all of a sudden, all the black people are just blindly voting for him because he was a black man's vice president. And so that's my whole point. And that's what I try to go into the black communities and tell them. Like, we can't be one issue voters and let the media be like, oh, he racist, and we all just buy it and just go with the flow.
Let me say that about Biden. Here go difference between me and you on that level. On that with Biden, like, now when it comes to this president's debate, to me, they both it's like Lucifer versus Satan. You know what I'm saying? If I have to pick one, I will pick him over him. But they both bad, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? And here go the thing where we different at. I wouldn't sit up and say Biden ain't got it all together. He is not perfect. He got all kind of flaws. I want you to say some of the same things about Trump because it's out there. You can't just look over and be naive.
I told you.
You can be like,
Trump is a messy communicator. His tweets, I don't agree with everything that he tweets. He is an arrogant billionaire where he's arrogant, and when he wants something, he say, I want this. That's what I want. Go do it. That's what he is. Now, what I'm trying to get the black community and people like yourself and Ice Cube and other influencers like yourself to see that, okay, his personality ain't the best, but let's try to do business for our people that are struggling, because we voted for Democrats for 60 years now, and our hood still look the same. Like right now, where you grew up at or where you came from, the West Side, it's Democrats mayor finna tear that down, not the Republicans. The Democrat mayor in Chattanooga saying, let's get rid of the West Side and build something for the riverfront right there. But nobody fights against them because they actually voted for him. So I'm saying what we could do is do what the Hispanics are doing. The Hispanics are smart enough to say, if we split our votes in between both parties, we bring both parties to our issue. That's why immigration was the #1 issue in the presidential election last time, because half of the Hispanics voted for Republicans, the other half voted for Democrats, brought both parties to the issue. That's what Ice Cube is doing. He said, I ain't supporting neither one of y'all. Here's my contract. Y'all come to me. That's all I'm trying to say. Let's see who will come to the table and do business.
All right. Next scenario. Now I want to see where you at with this. The coronavirus. Let me ask you this. Did or did not Trump drop the ball on this coronavirus?
He did not. And Dr. Fauci even said, Dr. Fauci.
Come on, Patrick, man. Stop it, bro.
Dr. Fauci even said,
Patrick, man.
He said that Trump done everything he asked him to do.
What about them knowing about it and then trying to keep it under the radar for a while? You don't remember that?
He said.
You don't remember that? They found out
I remember that.
January the 28th or something like that. And they tried to sweep him under the rug. Is that right or wrong? Is that right or wrong? Is that right or wrong?
No. What he said was he was downplaying it because he didn't want people to panic. All right, that's why.
But you can't downplay something that's life-threatening. You can't downplay something that's life-threatening.
But as the president, that's like as a leader, when you're a leader of any army, or I mean, you've been a leader of a group, you got to be the one with the cool head. So when he came out and he said, "We're gonna deal with this. This is what's gonna happen. And listen, the first thing he did was ban travel from China." And guess what Biden said? Biden, Pelosi, all the Democrats was like, "Oh, you racist against the Chinese people. You just don't want the Chinese people to come here." Had he not done that, it would have been worse. Fauci said that 2 million people would have died if Trump wouldn't have done what he done early. He did that in January. January the 29th was when he banned all the stuff, all the Chinese coming in from China, bringing the virus here. He did it against his own team, Maal. Against his own team. They were like, "No, don't do that. That's going to hurt the economy. Don't ban the Chinese."
So Trump,
he was like, "Nope, I'm banning it."
He didn't drop the ball not one time on nothing dealing with Corona. Not one time.
No. According to Dr. Fauci, no. Dr. Fauci said he did everything I asked him to do. He did it. New York had people dying. That man sent a whole fleet. I don't know if you remember. He sent the ship to make a hospital on the water. He sent the ship. And then it was like, "We need more ventilators." He sent hundreds of thousands of ventilators, man. And guess what they did in New York with the ventilators? Put them in a garage somewhere. Didn't even use them. He sent there they wanted masks. That man shut down the whole company, the 3M company, and said, "Y'all not gonna make tint and glass no more. Make masks."
Okay, let me ask you this then. What you think about his social distancing policy? He got it.
Well, you gotta ask me first how I feel about it, because I believe like all this stuff is too much. All right?
I'm saying like with him having the virus, and then infecting people, and then still running.
They don't know.
Well, they don't know that he got it. That's what you finna say?
They don't know that he infected other people.
He got it.
Bottom line is
you got it, and you're still inviting people in your circle, and you're still doing things that's not practicing social distancing, knowing that you have it. He wanted to do this debate last week to try to make. A week or two ago, whenever the debate was, he backed out of.
Yeah.
They wanted to make the debate virtual to practice social distancing to help people from getting it. He didn't want to do that.
Right.
How stupid are you? You got the virus, bro. We don't want to be in the same room with you. Tell me that don't make no sense, Patrick. Come on now. Come on, Patrick.
It's 2 schools of science on this. That's the thing.
If you got the virus, Patrick, I don't want to be in the room with you. We can do this interview on Zoom. I don't want to be in the room with you, bro. You got the virus,
and that's fine. That
don't make no sense.
But he was in the room with him like a week before. He was in the room with him at the other debate, and he was fine with it.
On a positive being though.
But this the thing. We don't know if he was positive. He could have, because they asked.
I'm saying once you test it positive, now that we know for a fact you got it, let's back off. We can do this.
And he did. He went to the hospital. He was in there for 3 days. Went to the White House.
People coming around the White House. You still doing these
rallies? I went up there today.
I was up there the day that he tested negative and the doctor released him on October the 10th. That's when we was invited to the White House. At that time, we didn't even know if he was, like, we didn't think we was going to get to see him because we thought he was sick. But when we got there, and this the thing about the media, man, this is why I hate the media so much. Because on the news, they said that we was in the White House, we didn't have on masks, we wasn't social distancing. The whole time at the White House, it was people telling us, y'all need to get apart, put on your mask. Like, you see my pictures of me at the White House, you had some of with my mask off, some of with my mask on. It was people hounding us at the White House to put a mask on. But then the news media show us, say, look at them. They don't have on no mask, they not social distancing, and that is totally untrue. It was untrue.
So Trump didn't drop the ball with Corona.
According to Dr.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you, not Dr. Fauci. I'm asking you.
I I believe he did a good job. I think he did a good job.
Come on, Patrick, dog. Come on, bro.
200,000 people versus 2 million people that they
But it could
said
have
was
been
going
less
to
than
die.
200,000 if he would have took the proper precautions. That's the thing.
Well,
Less than
the thing
200,000.
is, Obama was president and 60 million people got infected with H1N1. Nobody knew about it. You want to know why nobody knew about it? Because Obama just stopped testing. Like, they stopped putting the numbers up.
And that's the
60
thing about
million
Trump too.
people.
Oh, that's the thing about Trump. When they ask him questions, he go back to Obama. We're not talking about Obama. We're talking about you right now. We're not talking about Obama.
It's the logic.
Talking about
it's
you
the
right
logic,
now.
though, because nobody said, like, Obama failed with H1N1. Nobody be like, man, he dropped the ball with H1N1. 60 million people got infected. But with what's the name? With Trump, anything he does, it's like he done dropped the ball. Or he ain't doing what he's supposed to do.
Just like when in Obama's era, he can't go back and blame Bush. We talking about you right now, Obama.
But
so
he
now
did
we on
blame
Trump.
Bush, though.
Now we on
He
Trump.
did
We can't
blame
go
Bush.
back and talk about Obama. We talking about the coronavirus right now, Trump. Not talking about H1N1 with Obama. We're talking about coronavirus right now and what you're doing.
Yeah.
So when we ask you a question about corona right now, don't answer a question with an Obama answer. That's not the answer.
Yeah.
The answer is what you're doing right now.
Well, it's
answer.
logic. It's logic because when Obama was president, he would be like, I'm fixing Bush mess. He's like, this is Bush's mess that I'm trying to fix. And that was his answer. And it's the same thing with Trump. He's like, y'all getting on me about coronavirus.
Because coronavirus is what's killing us right now.
H1N1 and Ebola.
But coronavirus is what's killing us right now. That's what's going on right now.
Killing us.
And you're not
I don't think it's killing
right now. You can't answer what's going on right now with an Obama question. You just can't do that, man.
I get you, but hey, I don't think it's killing us like they say. It's actually
you look at the numbers. The numbers are right there.
But that's people that's dying with COVID, not of COVID. Only 9,000 people have died just of COVID alone. Only 9,000 people. Now, and this is the thing. The people that's dying is people that already got like diseases that's dying already. Like if you got cancer and then you catch COVID and die, they say you died of COVID. No, you done had cancer for 5 years. And then the cases. Let me give you an example of how they doing the cases too. Like for instance, my son played football for a team. They get tested every week. So it's football players out here getting tested every week. On his team is about 70 players. There's 70 cases every week that they add into the number, but they testing the same people over and over. The NFL is 53 players on the NFL team. They test all of them every week, every day. That's every day they're adding those cases to the numbers. It ain't new cases, they duplicate cases.
I get what you're saying on that, man. I get that. I get that
they running the numbers
spiking the numbers. I get
scared.
that.
Now watch this. On November the 4th, after the election, watch it all go away. Mark my words.
That I don't believe. I wish it would, but I don't believe that. I wish it would, but I don't believe that.
You won't see the numbers on CNN no more. You won't see people mad. They're gonna be like, everybody can take off the mask because the election is over. They're using this against the man to try to get people not to vote for him. That's my belief.
I think you're wrong, but I hear you. Next question. Next question. Trump cutting Social Security. Now,
that's not true.
Hold up. Your mama, rest in peace, my mama, and whoever else, mama, grandmama, everybody worked their whole life, 40, 50, 60 years. So when they finally retire, they can draw Social Security. The whole time you're working all these decades, that's coming out of your check. So at the end of the time, when you're 65 or whatever retirement age is, when you retire, you get your pension and you get your Social Security or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with him cutting that?
He's not cutting it. That's just something the Democrats telling people. He's not cutting Social Security.
So he's never said out his mouth. He's never said out his mouth he's cutting. So he's never said out of his mouth.
He's never said that. Never. They have said, the media and the Democrats have said he's going to cut your Social Security. Have you noticed everything they say is try to make us scared? He ain't cut. Man, do you know how stupid that would be? Just think about that. A president saying, I'm going to cut Social Security. That's stupid. What he's doing is trying to redo Social Security so we will have some. Like, because right now they say the account is going to be depleted by the time we get of age to get it. we Generation X and millennials. So what he's trying to do is restructure it to where you don't have as much fraud, because you have people that act like they disabled and they getting checks by acting. I got people in my family that do this. They act like they got a hip problem and they try to get on disability. As soon as they get on disability, they throw the cane away and they fine. That's fraud. That's taking money from me and you. So what he's trying to do is cut fraud from the system that will make it be more money by the time we get there. Or he's even trying to say we can get our money now and invest it ourselves so we'll have the money.
So you're going on record
ideas.
right here saying that Trump has never mentioned that he's going to cut Social Security. That's what you're saying.
I go on record. I go on record saying it.
You're a beast, man.
I go on record.
I'm going to say this, bro, about y'all Trump supporters. I wish I had some rap fans like this, bro, because the Trump supporters, it ain't nothing that somebody can say to y'all that can change y'all mind. They can say he was wrong for that. I wish I had some fans like that who was loyal to me.
I admit it. I admit when Trump is wrong and when he does stuff that's wrong. But like I said, just like I know you, like if somebody came to me and was like, man, you know, Maal, he messed with little kids or something. Somebody came to me and said that. I was like, man, I know that ain't true. And then I would defend you to the day because I know you, okay? And so that's the same way. It's because I told a dude, I tried to get a dude to come to the White House with me that don't support Trump. I said, I just want you to come and I want you to meet him. I want you to see him. I want you to meet him for yourself. And you will see that the person that's on TV is not the person who he is. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get more and more people to investigate the dude to see if what they're saying about him is true. And it's not. It's not. He's a New Yorker. You done dealt with New Yorkers. They say whatever. They say whatever, how they feel, and they feel like you should know how they feel. I don't care. And that's just different from us from the South. We like, all right, you know, some stuff we ain't gonna say publicly or we ain't gonna do publicly because we want to respect you. New Yorkers are not like that. He was like that on his show with Omarosa and all of them. He'd be a black person that come with an idea. Black person, this is the idea I want to do. Trump would be like, that's trash. Get out of here. You're fired. Now, the black dude will walk away and be like, man, he don't like black people. No, he a New Yorker that don't like your idea, and it was trash.
All right, let me ask you this. So, how do you feel about our military?
I'm for the military. I'm for the military. I support them.
Mr. Trump, and I quote, military are a bunch of suckers and losers. Am I making it up or did he say that?
We said the military a bunch of suckers and losers?
Suckers and losers. You don't remember that comment?
I don't remember that comment.
Oh my goodness. Now you gotta go do your research on that one.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
You gotta do your research on that one. Suckers and losers are the words he used. Suckers and losers.
Now, the media reported that. I'm trying to find
Suckers
the actual
and losers.
quote.
Suckers and that's the word. Now, I could have made up where I could have said punk.
All right. Yeah.
Suckers and losers is what he said.
Now,
how did you miss that?
I'm looking at it right here on my computer. This came from somebody saying that he said this. Look, I'm looking at it right here. They said somebody in his inner circle said that he said this. It ain't on record. It ain't recorded. It's just a media source saying he said that. Now, watch this. You have Biden calling the military a bunch of stupid bastards.
We talking about Trump. We talking about Trump.
I'm using the same logic though. I'll take your logic. Let's say he did say that. Let's say he.
Do you agree with that? Let's say he say that. Do you agree with that?
If he said that, he shouldn't have said that. If he said that, he shouldn't have. Now, if I was to take the same logic with Biden, where he said he called the military in front of them, and it's a video of it. What you gave me was a hearsay. It's a video of Biden saying, y'all some stupid bastards is what he called them. And the media don't report that. And black people still going to vote for Biden, even though he said that about the military. So how can you get mad at people when this ain't even source. It don't even have the person who
said
it.
I forgot. You know what? I don't want to say the wrong things. I don't want to have my information. I can't get on my computer because I'm on here on the Zoom.
Yeah.
But he said that, Patrick. I want to say I saw it on. I want to even say this. That's what I want to say. I saw it on CNN.
Yeah, you did. I remember.
Or MSNBC. It was one of the two. One of the two. But I saw it. Yeah. This was way before I did this interview with you. Otherwise, I would have had it documented. It was way before I did that. But I saw it. Now, me personally, my dad has served in the military for 32 years and became disabled. He was in there. You know what I'm saying? So when I see something like that, I'm like, my dad not a sucker or a loser. You know what I'm saying? And these same suckers and losers are the same people who, when we go to war, you finna send them in another country. So when you send them out there to kill somebody or to apprehend whatever terrorist group we're looking for, are they suckers and losers then?
No, they're not. And that's the thing.
And when you call them in, when you call the National Guard in to disrupt a peaceful protest, are they suckers and losers then?
This the thing, man. And this is what, and see, man, I wish people understood how the media work like I do. I
understand how it works. I'm in the limelight, so I understand how it works.
Yeah, you in there. So you know how they do an interview, then they go out and then they say something, take it out of context or whatever. Trump said he's never said that, but it's somebody that gave this to the media. Trump said this about the military. And guess who it impacts? People like you that had a father in the military that you'll be like, man, I can't stand dude. I ain't never vote for him. Well, they accomplished their job. The media put out something that ain't even sourced or it's hearsay, but they got you to hate a man because of that. That's how they pitted Tupac and Biggie against each other. Source magazine did the same thing. They would put something out, put it out of context. He said this. He said this about your wife. He said this about this. And all of a sudden, you have conflict. That's what they doing to us.
So Trump has never done nothing wrong. He's never
done something.
He's just the media it's the media lying on him, basically, right?
I'll give you one thing that I wish he wouldn't have said about the military, like McCain. He said something about McCain that was petty. It was stupid when he said he ain't a war hero because he got caught. I didn't like that Trump said that. I was like, now, I don't really care for McCain, but man, dude got tortured. You know, he got tortured, and I wouldn't have said that about a military member. And then he said it, I think, after he was dead too. I don't agree with Trump doing that. I don't agree with that. He can be stupid and sloppy with his words sometimes. And so I ain't sitting here saying that he been perfect or anything like that. I'm just saying I look past a lot of the personality and I look at what he's doing. I assess the man and be like, okay, there's some things I ain't agree with Obama with. There's some great things I liked about Obama. And I told people what I didn't like about him. And I told people what I liked about him. That's just how it goes. He's not going to be a perfect person. And so, no, I don't agree with everything he says about the military. I don't agree. I don't think he said that. But what he did with McCain was wrong. And I'll stand on that and say Trump was wrong with that.
All right, hold up, Patrick. All right, now check this out. Okay, my next thing. I see you and a few more people from the city attended the Bag the Blue rally in Washington, D.C., basically supporting the police or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's cool to a certain extent. I get that. But you know the question I'm finna ask. Let me ask you this first before I get into my specifics. Overall, and I hope you give me the right answer.
You know it ain't, man.
Overall,
I stand on the other side.
Overall, do you agree? Even if you stand on the other side, that's cool. This is not Democrat or Republican right here. This is just right and wrong. Do you agree with what the police is doing to black people right now in the country overall?
What do you mean? What are they doing?
All the instances going on. We can go specific, but we gotta say the George Floyd scenario, the Breonna Taylor scenario, the scenario with I forgot the dude's name down in Atlanta where they shot Harvest parking lot.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
In the back. They shot him in the back. That right there. And even though this wasn't a police incident, even the Ahmaud Arbery situation where he was jogging through the neighborhood and he got shot. Things like that.
All right.
That's not the Republican or Democrat scenario. That's just right and wrong right there. Please tell me that you're going to say that the overall.
I mean, that's a loaded question because, you know, when you call them victims, I don't consider all of them victims.
Are you serious?
I don't.
Okay, so they're not victims. That means some of it's justified and they deserved it. Who deserved it?
I'm saying, like, for instance, I'll just say George Floyd. I say George Floyd.
He deserved that?
No. See, that's how y'all get. Did he deserve it? No.
Was it wrong? Was it wrong? Was it wrong?
Nobody.
Was it wrong?
Wrong. Yeah, it was wrong for him to keep his knee on his neck that long. It was wrong. All right.
Should they be prosecuted and go to jail for that?
It's wrong.
Should they go to jail for that?
Should the
police go to jail for doing that? Yes. Yes or no? Should they go to jail for that?
He won't go to jail for it.
Should he go to jail in your opinion though?
No.
Are you serious?
Let me tell you why. Want me to tell you why? Because of the autopsy.
The man is handcuffed and they need him in his neck until he died. And if he shouldn't go to jail, I mean, you're saying they did nothing wrong.
See, we got to look at the facts, man. We got to look at the facts.
Camera. The facts on camera, bro.
Right. But on camera also, and it's going to come out in court, that he swallowed 2 fentanyl pills.
Patrick, come on, bro. Stop,
That's what killed him. The autopsy said what killed him was he put the 2 pills and tried to swallow the drugs, man. Now, this is what's going to piss everybody off. They'll be like, how he get off? Because they got video. It's on the video of him putting the pills in his mouth. It's on his tongue.
He couldn't breathe is what killed him, man.
No, they didn't say that they killed him on the autopsy. That's why he gonna get off.
I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, we're not talking about the political.
That's wrong.
We're talking about right and wrong. For what they did.
That was wrong.
For that? For what they did.
That was wrong.
Was that cool to do? Was that cool?
That was wrong how long he did it. The actual move is in the handbook.
He was cuffed. He was cuffed, Patrick. It was nothing he can do. He wasn't resisting. He was cuffed.
But he asked them, take me out of the car. Like they were trying to put him in the car. So if he would have gotten in the car, he would still be alive.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
He would still be alive.
If that happened to your brother, your dad, would it be cool then?
No, I'm telling you, it's not cool how long.
If it happened to your brother, your dad here in this city,
no,
would you be going for jail time then? Would you feel like they should go to jail for that? Or would
if they gave me the facts that my brother or my daddy swallowed 2 fentanyl pills and that's what stopped his heart. If they told me that,
not a knee to the neck for X amount of minutes, with him coughing, spitting out blood, saying I can't breathe. You cool with that?
He said he couldn't breathe before they got him to the car. He was saying, man, I can't breathe. He was sick before they got him there.
But you was in handcuffs. Why throw him on the ground and put your knee in the neck and he in handcuffs? He can't resist in handcuffs behind your back. You can't resist, bro. You already subdued.
Can I explain? Let me
say this for you. I'm gonna let you answer. I'm saying you can't explain. Let me say this before you say that.
Okay.
You can't explain something like that. You got me in handcuffs. It's 4 or 5 of y'all. What can I do to y'all? For one, it's 5 against 1. If I wasn't in handcuffs, it's 5 against 1. It's nothing I can do to y'all.
Right.
To add to it, I'm in handcuffs. I'm on the ground, chest first. Your knee is in my neck. It's no excuse for that, man. It's no excuse.
I ain't making excuses for it. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you why he did it. Now you got to understand this about me. I get to research all day long. That's actually my job. I work at a research institute. So when I look it up,
you gotta admit that's wrong, Patrick. You gotta admit that.
How long he did it was wrong, and he didn't do the policy about how long he did it.
What was the purpose of putting your knee in his neck and he's in handcuffs? What's the point of
now let me explain. Can I explain? This is what's gonna come out in court. The rule book says this. This is the rule book from Minnesota. The rule book says if you have a guy on the ground and there is no other officer to stop oncoming traffic, then you have to keep your knee on his neck until there's an officer there to stop traffic. Because what can happen is that they can get to tussling and roll out in the street and get hit by a car.
Man, come on, Patrick, bro. You can't.
I'm telling you, this what's gonna come out. This is what's gonna come out in court.
Patrick, come on,
it's
bro.
in their handbook to use that move on the side of the road. That's in their book.
Come
now,
on, bro.
This is where change can happen. If you don't like that rule in the policy, let's change the police policy. But what he did He went by the book. Now, he shouldn't have stayed on there 9 minutes. That's where he went wrong. But the autopsy said him staying on here for 9 minutes is not what killed him. It was the fentanyl.
So in your mind, that's a free murder. They shouldn't go to jail for that. They should just walk free and do it again. And do it again.
Where they mess up. No, if they
should they walk free? Should they walk free? Yes or no?
He should get. It depends on how they charge it. If they charge him with like first-degree murder, he will walk. If they charge him with second-degree murder,
I don't think he should get first-degree murder. I don't agree with that. First-degree murder means you came out and killed somebody.
But that's what they fighting for. The black.
I don't think he should get first-degree. I don't agree with that.
Black activists up there are fighting for first-degree murder. That's how Zimmerman got off. Zimmerman got off because they overcharged him. Had they charged him with manslaughter, Zimmerman would be in jail. If they
should these police get charged with something less than first-degree murder to send him to jail?
Just the one, not the other three. The one that had his knee on the neck, I would say charge him with manslaughter.
He should go to jail for that. He should go to jail for that.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes.
Now the other three that are sitting around looking at him doing this and not stopping it, shouldn't that be an accessory?
Well, they did ask him to stop, but they only been on the job 2 days.
It don't matter.
They've been on the job 2 days, and they did say, hey, man, you gonna, get up off his neck or whatever, but he's the captain in charge. He has seniority.
So you're setting a good example for the people beneath you by doing something like that.
Wrong. No, it's wrong. We need to change the policy. If we don't like the policy of putting a knee to the neck, we got to change the policy. Marching in the street is not going to change the policy. Getting pissed off is not going to change the policy. We have to have somebody to legislate and say, that is a practice that we don't want police to use. That's how we affect change. But I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, dude going to get off because they overcharging him for one, and the autopsy report about the fentanyl and the video of him having the fentanyl on his tongue.
Man, that autopsy report right there is bogus, bro. It's bogus, bro. I don't expect you to admit that on camera, but that's bogus, bro.
I mean,
it's obvious what killed him. You sit there and put your knee in his neck until he died on camera. It's right there, man. It's nothing else to discuss. Let me put it this way. Let me say this. If me and you had an altercation and you snorted some cocaine before we got into it, right? And then a shot you in your head. And they're going to say, well, the shot to the head didn't kill him. It was the cocaine he snorted that gave him a heart attack. How believable is that, man? How believable is that?
In that scenario,
do that make sense? Do that make sense?
That makes sense.
How believable is that?
In that scenario,
he might have snorted some powder, but the dude shot him in his head and blew his brains out. That's what killed him, man. Not the powder he snorted.
Yeah, but then you also, like I said, if they charge him with manslaughter, he should do the time or whatever.
Or second-degree murder. Or second-degree.
Or if you want to charge him with second, I still think that's overcharging because second-degree murder means he had to have some type of intent to kill. I don't think he had intent to kill the dude. I think he was just staying on his neck until the other people got there. He was going by the book.
With his hand in his pocket,
with his hand in his pocket, which is, he looked nonchalant. I don't like that about the whole situation. It was horrible. And then even President Trump came out and said that
a week later,
it was horrible.
A week later.
You got to get the facts. You got to get the facts first. And that's the problem, I think.
The facts are on camera, though. This would have been done without no body cam, nobody recording, and then I could sit him saying, well, I hadn't seen it. Let me see what's going on before I speak. But it's right. It happened today. The video got uploaded 5 seconds later. It's right there. It's right there. It's nothing to be like, well, I don't know what happened. What happened is what you're looking at right here on camera. That's what happened.
We didn't have if George Floyd would have just gotten in the car, he may still be alive today.
So it's his fault, basically.
Well, if you don't put yourself in a situation,
it's his fault. It's his fault.
He ain't dead.
It's
if
his
he
fault.
Don't put himself in that situation, he ain't dead.
It's his fault that he got killed.
That goes for all of it. We could go to Breonna Taylor too. If she ain't,
we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get that. Hold up.
If she ain't running drugs, if she ain't running drugs,
hold up. But it's George Floyd's fault that he got killed.
It is George Floyd's fault for taking the fentanyl pills that killed him, according to the autopsy.
Man, you gotta be kidding me, dog.
I mean, that's.
You gotta be kidding me, Pastor, dog. Come on, man.
I don't want y'all to be surprised when the results come out, they be like, dang, how dude get out? And I'm going to say, I told y'all to read the autopsy report. That's how he got out.
I expect the system to finagle some stuff to help him out. I expect that. I'm asking you as a black man, are you saying that it was his man's fault he got killed? Because that can happen to you, bro.
I'm saying he didn't deserve. I'm saying he didn't deserve to die. He did not deserve to die. But had he made better choices, this is what I tell young people. You make better choices on the side of the road, go and fight in court. Not on the side of the road. Had he got in the car, they weren't trying to kill him. They were like, get in the car. He's like, no, I'm claustrophobic. He had COVID too. That's in the autopsy report.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but that didn't kill him though.
But when you can't breathe, when he can't breathe, that's lungs. COVID affects the lungs. And he
couldn't breathe because the knee was on his neck, man. He couldn't breathe.
Was saying he couldn't breathe before he got on the ground, Maal. He was saying as they were walking him to the car, he was saying, man, I can't breathe.
Come on, Patrick, bro. Don't do that.
Man,
bro.
I'm just telling you the facts, man. Like somebody got to come on here and give facts. And that's all I'm doing. It's sad, it's tragic. I ain't trying to be like I'm not compassionate for the guy or his family. It's tragic what happened. But then at the same time, dude, you on the side of the road doing fentanyl, and then police pull up, you put them in your mouth and swallow them. Like, you trying to, and you got COVID, and then you don't want to get in the car, and you're going to fight the police.
To you, if he wouldn't have got pulled over, he was going to die that day regardless because of the pills, basically.
Well, he only put them in his mouth to hide him from the police. He probably would have been fine.
So if they wouldn't have pulled him over, he was going to die from an overdose of fentanyl, basically, right?
Well, if he swallowed it.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying, because you're saying the pills killed him, and nothing the police did killed him. So the police would have never pulled him over. He was going to drop dead because of fentanyl. Right.
No, you make a good point right there. That's a very good point, because I can't say that the pills by himself killed him. It was the pills
and
plus the trauma that he had with the police officers on the side of the road. I give you that. It was the pills and what happened on the side of the road killed him. But had he got in the car, had he just got in the car, he would be straight.
So basically still his fault that he got killed.
I didn't say that. I said, had he got in the car, he would still be alive, Maal. And he just got arrested, and don't fight on the side of the road. Get your butt in the car, go to jail, fight in court, not on the side of the road. That's what young black men need to know. Don't fight on the side of the road. Go to court.
You know what? That's true. That's very true. But a lot of times, though, Patrick, bro, that's very true what you're saying. I'm agree with you on that. Don't fight on the side of the road. But a lot of times, Patrick, and you got to admit this, the police just got it out for us, bro. You ain't got to do nothing sometime, man. And they're going to be on one, man. You ain't got to do nothing.
You have some
will you admit that? Will you admit that?
Yeah, you have some that's out there that's like that. All of them not like that.
And then now, with that being said, so you will admit that there's some like that, right?
Yeah.
So say if you got two police officers, one is like that and one is not like that. Now, and they happen to pull me or you over, or anybody, any one of us black men over. You got one that's like that and one that's not like that. So when they pull us over, the one that's like that, he trips, he does whatever, he shoots me, kills me. Now, he's going to file a report saying I was resisting, or that he thought I was going for a gun, because that's what he's going to do. He's not going to say I just shot him for no reason. That's just not stupid. That's stupid. He's not going to say that. I wouldn't say it if I was police. So now listen to me before you interrupt. He's not going to say, oh, I just pulled him over, I just shot him for no reason because I don't like black dudes. He's not going to say that. They're just straight up dumb to say something like that. So he's going to put in a report that I told him to get his license and I thought he was going for a gun. Or I tried to cuff him, he tried to punch me, he was resisting. That's what he's going to put on his report. He's going to falsify the report. Does it make sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
When he does that, the guy that's not like that, which is your partner, he knows it's wrong. Mm-hmm. He's not going to go against what you said, so he's going to agree with your report. So when it comes out in court a month later that, hey, the police killed Patrick because he was resisting arrest, so he was going for a gun. That's what the police report said. So that was justified. But truthfully, that's not what happened. Y'all killed this man for no reason. Am I right or wrong?
You have cases like that does happen. I agree that happens. How I know that happens? Because they've done that to the president to impeach him. They came up with all this stuff, put stuff down. Like it said, this person met with this person, and he like, huh? And then it came down and they investigated. They found out that people was falsifying paperwork. So that is a real thing in policing. I'll give you that.
Let me ask you this. Now, with that being said, this is going to go to the Breonna Taylor scenario next. But before I get to that, so with that being said, now that you know that you admit that that's the thing that police do, let me ask you this. What police is going to really pull you over, kill you, and then file a report and say I did it for no reason? I had no reason to do that. Who was going to do that in their right mind?
No, nobody really.
Thank
Nobody's
you.
gonna do that.
So with that being said, when they do that, they're always going to falsify some kind of report to make it look like they did it for a reason, right or wrong.
Mm-hmm. I won't say they always do it, but you will have some that do it.
One police said, I shot him for no reason at all. I just did it. When have you ever seen a report like that? When?
I've never seen a report like that.
With that being said, when you go to the Breonna Taylor case, which we talked about on the phone Saturday when we first talked, with that being said, what you just said, you've never seen a report like that, and you've never seen it because it's not finna happen. So with that being said, when you go to this Breonna Taylor case, when they kick the door in and they say we identified ourselves, and the scenario I gave you when we talked Saturday was this. Let me say this before I get into this. What I want you is acknowledge right here, Patrick. I don't want the politically correct answer. I want the right or wrong answer. The answer is based on being logical and reasonable.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
That being said, when they kick their door in, if they kick my door in right now, 15 or 20 SWAT officers who are already trained to kill, if they had a 22 they're trained to kill, they know where to shoot at, they know how to shoot. When you come in here with Berettas, AR-15 assault rifles, AK-47s, big boy handguns, when you kick my door in, there's 15 of y'all and there's one of me, I'm not finna try to shoot it out with you, man. That's just common sense. Right or wrong. I don't think you do it. I don't think you do it. They kick your door right now. You got a wife and kid in there. No matter what they put on the report that he shot at us, Patrick's not finna shoot at y'all. It's 20 of y'all with guns. He got a handgun. And his wife and daughter's in the room. He's not finna shoot at y'all. I don't believe that report. So I know you're going to put that on the report that he shot at y'all so you can justify you shooting him. I get that. But reasonably speaking, you lying and you know you lying. So when they kick this, now hold up. So when they kick this door in with this girl and her boyfriend, okay, look for him for a warrant or whatever they're looking for him for. When they kick the door in, now this guy being a street guy, I'm a street guy too. I'm out of the streets. I rap now, but I've been that dude. You kick my door in without me knowing, I'm finna bust point blank. I don't know who you are. You ride with me. That's what I'm thinking. You understand what I'm saying? Now if you kick my door in, police, I'm finna get on the ground. I don't want you to kill me. I don't want you to kill me. Now I'm finna give this guy that same mental stability. They kick the door in. If he'd have heard somebody say, police, he would have laid down because he know for a fact he got 20 SWAT officers. I cannot shoot it out with y'all and win. Point blank. Even if I shoot 2 or 3 of y'all are finna kill me. I stand no chance of winning. None. And I know that before I even start shooting at you. So with that being said, I'm not finna shoot at you if I know you are the police. I'm not finna do that. Do that make sense?
That makes sense.
So with that, we're talking not politically correct. We're talking being logical and being reasonable. Do that make logical sense?
That makes logical sense.
So with that being said, that it made logical sense. And that being said, before we said this, you said you've never seen one police say that we killed him for no reason. When they kicked this door in, why would they sit here and say we kicked him in and didn't identify ourselves when we shot him? Why would they really put that on the report, Patrick? Why?
All right. Now.
So do you think this guy's lying?
Well, we know the guy lied, all right, because he initially told the police that Breonna shot the gun. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
He initially said he told the police that she shot the gun.
Okay, pause. Say if he lied about that, that's cool. I get that. But the bottom line is, I shot at you because I didn't know who you were. That's the whole point. You didn't identify yourself. There's no way you're going to keep my door in with this many people and I'm finna try to gun it out with you, man. It don't make no sense, Patrick. It don't make sense, bro.
That is stupid if he did do that. I don't know. But this is what, when you go and you look at witnesses, not the report, all right, these are people that stayed around there.
And they identified them, they interviewed them 3 or 4 days later, which means within that, say if it happened on a Monday, they interviewed them people on Thursday. So within between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you coerced them to say what they said.
I mean, that right there that's called conjecture. You're saying that could have possibly happened. We don't know that. But
You didn't interview me on the spot. You didn't interview me on the spot when it happened.
They interviewed some of them on the spot because they interviewed the dude on the spot and he told them Breona shot the gun. She shot a 9mm. They got him on the car and he telling like she shot at y'all. We didn't know who y'all were. He was saying
what?
that
She shot a child and what?
We didn't know who y'all were.
Why do we not know who y'all were? Why?
Because they said
because you didn't identify yourself. That's why we didn't know who you were, because you didn't identify yourself.
Now, but
so even if I lied about her shooting the gun, I didn't know who y'all were because what? You never identified yourself.
All right, now that's what he said. Now this the thing. If they were in the bed sleep, they not gonna hear them say police.
Yes, you will, Patrick.
But
yes,
the other witnesses that was across the hall heard them say police. It's three other people that heard them announce themselves. That's why
but this was
they are going to get off.
This was 4 days after the initial, like, what's the day? Wednesday. The people who said that interviewed them Monday. You feel what I'm saying? So what happened between them 4 days?
Well, it's the thing. They abandoned, like they didn't even go look for the drugs. Like in between the 4 days too, somebody came and got the drugs out of the house. Did you know
that? Whether she was selling drugs or not, that's not the thing. If you were selling drugs, stay cool. Go to jail.
But I'm saying between 4 days, like he changed his story, like because at first he said that they didn't knock. Well, no, the last time he said they didn't knock because they had a no-knock warrant. But when he first told him, he said we heard a bang on the door. He said we heard a big banging on the door. But then he said later on, well, we didn't hear them knock. So when you got all of those things up in the air, you got to depend on other witnesses to find out what was going on. But he did admit that they shot first. And the police, by law, have a right to shoot back if they are shot at first. They have a right. But that's why they didn't bring charges on dude. It's just that simple. And so, again,
they didn't charge her boyfriend. Or either they dismissed it, one of the two.
They won't know why they didn't charge him? Because he said she shot at them. That's why he didn't get charged. And I really believe it's possible that she did.
Even if let's say
he tried to take the charge.
And that's cool. Let's say if she did shoot. The bottom line is this, Patrick, if she did shoot, whether he shot or she shot, even if he's lying about it, the bottom line is this. Say if she shot. She shot because you kicked my door in. I don't know who this is kicking my door in.
Right.
I don't know who this is. I'm shooting this fence.
All right. Now
you kicked your door in and said, SWAT, FBI, police. I'm not shooting this shit.
You have a point. You have a point right there.
That logically makes sense. Logically.
Yes. Now we can change that. That's something me and you can work together to change. And that's what we are doing. Like there shouldn't be no knock warrants, even though they did knock. But there shouldn't be no knock warrants. So you should have to make sure that you announce yourself.
Let me ask you this, Patrick.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. I'm sorry, I'm in the country. Let me ask you this. So I'm logically making sense to you, right? Logically. Not politically, but logically. I'm logically making sense.
Logically, yeah.
I'm logically making sense. Is it safe to say, I don't know if you're going to admit this or not. I don't care, and excuse my language, minister. Yeah. I'm just being real, though.
No,
I don't give a fuck what y'all put on paper. I know what you're going to put on paper. You understand what I'm saying? Let me make an example before I get to what I'm going to say. If me and you have an altercation, me and you, shoot you. Or if we ain't going to even bring guns, so if I beat you to the ground, physically beat you to the ground, when the police come, most likely I'm going to tell them that you hit me first, whether you did or not. You feel me? He hit me first, and I beat his ass after that. He punched me, and I beat him up. I got the belt on him, and then so when you see him laying on the ground bloody, that's because he hit me first. I was defending myself. Whether you hit me first or not, that's what I'm going to tell the police.
Right.
Because it's going to look good, and I can hopefully use that in court to possibly get a lighter sentence or get off. Do that make sense?
Yes.
So I'm not going to go ahead and say, I just attacked Patrick for no reason. I'm not going to say that. Even if I did, I'm not going to go say that because it's just dumb. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, with that being said, the example I just gave, if I'm logically making sense on, if he had any kind of sense, he wouldn't have shot it out knowing the police said that we are the police. Anybody with in their right mind not gonna do that. Anybody in their right mind not gonna do that.
Right.
So with that being said, fuck what they put on paper. The same police that came in and shot me, these are the same police who filled out the police report. So I expect you to put on paper what fits you. I expect that. That's what you're supposed to do. And most likely, I would probably do that too if I was police. Or if I was a police that didn't shoot and I was there, I'm finna side with my team. Yeah, he shot first. Whether he did or not, he shot first. But logically speaking, it don't make sense. Do you really believe that they identified themselves, Patrick? Be honest. Do you really believe that?
Yeah, I really believe they did. I mean, based on the stuff that I read.
Not the evidence, not the paper. Based on being logical. Logical.
No.
Do you really believe that, bro?
Yeah.
You really say, police, 20 of us.
Yeah.
He said, it's one of me, one gun. I'm finna shoot it out with y'all. You really believe he did that?
I believe they announced themselves and they were asleep. That's what I believe. I'm looking at it logically and everything. I believe at the time when they was like, police, bang, 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 bang. Hey, police, open, bang, bang, bang. And they woke up on the bang. They woke up on the bang. They may didn't hear police. But the people that was closer to them outside said they heard it. And I just got to go by that, man. And that's what the law and the courts are going to go by.
Why you going with the people outside said versus the person who was in the house and got shot at? Why won't you believe him? Why won't you believe him?
Technically close.
What makes their word more powerful than his?
Because he lied first. He changed his story.
How you know they're not being coerced though?
This what the jury gonna say. The jury gonna say, well, he lied to them and said she shot him, and then he turned around and said he did it. Then he lied and said they did not, or they not first. Then he lied and said they did not. So that's what a lawyer is for. He's gonna go against the credibility of the guy. That's what we gotta. This is the thing.
Well, see, that's the political.
Me and you can like hash this out, but once they get in court, they got a whole nother set of rules that they go by. So we need to be smart to know how the court operates. And when you know that, then you act differently outside of the courts. So that's my whole problem. We don't know how the system works. We don't know how the stuff operates. We don't know how the paperwork goes. So you need to know that so you don't get in situations where the police can do something to you like that. I would never be in a situation like that because I know what the police and the court systems can do to me. So I never put myself in that situation.
Let me paint another picture for you then. With that being said, now say tomorrow, this is a hypothetical scenario. Hopefully this don't happen. Tomorrow, I'm in my house sleep. I'm in this house right here sleep. The police kick my door in without announcing themselves. And I shoot back and I get killed. Or I get shot. I get shot and I live. Which means I live I get to defend myself. Well, damn, he just went dead, y'all. Damn. Well, that was our interview with Mr. Patrick D Hampton right there, unless he checks back in. We had a lot of game. I was finna spit to him like this right there. But I thank y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Pimpoholic TV podcast, Maal The Pimp, and Patrick D Hampton, the Black Republican. That was our debate. And we finna log off. I think his phone just went dead. So we finna log off. And it's all love. I thank y'all for tuning in. Subscribe to Pimpoholic TV on YouTube.